right, there we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for braving the bad weather. It's good weather, though, but it's not fun to walk in. And welcome to everyone who's tuned in around the country on our live broadcast. It is raining today in Johannesburg, as you might imagine from my comments, and we are always happy to see the rain. Nice to hear the thunder during the daytime. Anyway, my name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending a quick 45 minutes with you as we go through our presentation. We're going to be discussing who DuePoint is, what the opportunity is, more importantly, what the benefit is for you. After the presentation, you're welcome to come speak to me, ask me any questions that you might have. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We were founded in 1952, so for a very long time, almost 7 decades of successful business in the insurance space in South Africa. You might be thinking, well, geez, they've been around for such a long time. Why have I never heard of them? That's their branding and their logo. Because Constantia have never dealt with consumers before. Traditionally, we've always been a B2B business. We've always dealt with other financial service companies and often underwritten a lot of the products that they market and sell. But for the first time through DuePoint, through this division, you will become a lot more familiar with Constantia's brand as well as ours. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there. That's very important. That's our license to operate as a financial services provider as well as an insurance company. We've also got a long-term and short-term insurance license. We've got an investment license, and our licenses are on display in our foyer above the water cooler. If you want to go scrutinize our licenses, they're also available on our website. Credibility is extremely important. You'll notice that I touch on trust and credibility a lot. I think that's because I work in, or traditionally I've worked in branding all the time. I know that for any transaction to take place, there has to be trust involved, and I want you to develop this trust in our business. We do everything to show the credibility of our business. But if you need to, go do a background check on us. You are welcome to go to Constantia's site. We are part of a listed company called Conduit Capital. So go do all the snooping around that you need to. The individuals, at least the senior individuals here at DuePoint, are these people up on screen. The first 3 people on the far left there are all registered chartered accountants. Hopefully that plays into credibility. Once again, I'm not too sure. But starting with Mr. Benfield, he's our senior executive. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, a lot of success in the insurance space. I think he has his father to thank for that, because his father's been extremely successful in that space. His father has been working in insurance, I think, since the day he left school. He started as a door-to-door insurance salesman, and he went on to become CEO of a number of businesses in South Africa. One of them that he founded was Clientele Life, along with IFA. They have founded businesses in Europe. They have founded a business down the road. So together, Brendan, his brother and father, with some investors, founded Primary and Direct, which is down the road. Brendan was the COO of that business. So we've got some wonderful financial pedigree in Brendan. Tim and Stacey, they look after the rest of all the auditing, accounting, and regulatory requirements of our business. Again, know that we are a regulated and an audited business, right? And then Jane and myself, the 2 non-accountants, as I label ourselves. Jane is very experienced in network or referral marketing, direct sales. She's been doing it for pretty much all her working career, so she's very experienced in it. She's actually from the UK. She's been in South Africa for about a decade now, but she brings very important experience to our business because we're an insurance business. I hate it when people label us a network marketing business. That's not a business, right? Network marketing is just the networking model that you've adopted. That's all. We're an insurance company. And yes, we've adopted network marketing or referral marketing as our marketing model. And Jane is very experienced in that side of things. And then myself, I've been working in advertising, branding, specifically in the digital side for 25 years. I ran my own digital agency for about 15 years, which is still running today. We were fairly successful. I always tell everybody we never retrenched anyone while I was working there, so we can deem the business to be successful, I think. But that's our senior staff. We've got our client service staff and admin staff. The mandate of which everyone that works here is to support people that join us, that decide to partner and collaborate with us. For us to be successful as a business, we have to serve your interests. And those interests are for you to be effective at what you're doing here at DuePoint, to be profitable, right? That's important, and to be happy. And we do everything to support you in those three aspects so that together we can be successful in this endeavor. So make sure that you press into the support that we have available here at DuePoint. You are certainly not on your own. Very quickly, I don't even know if I need to discuss this slide because I trust no one is happy with the current financial circumstance. Absolutely no one, especially after this week. This week has been a doozy, right? At the end of doozy, you end up with bilharzia, and you could possibly drown, right? So this week has been a doozy for South Africans. There is no prospect of hope on the horizon at the moment. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. But geez, man, how long do you have to wait, right? I think people that especially come to watch this presentation are tired of waiting. I hope that people that are interested in a business like this are people that want to start taking control over income in some fashion. Because if we have to wait for the economy, if we have to wait for politicians, we've got to wait for our boss, wait for our company, wait for the industry we work in to solve our financial woes, we're going to be waiting for a long time. All right? And what this business is all about is about taking all of that negativity and creating opportunity out of it. Right? And so that's exactly what we did. 2.5 years ago, we launched the DuePoint system in February 2016, and it is all about opportunity. We have a number of aspirations for people in this business, as well as for the business itself. We are a business that creates wealth, not just income opportunity, right? There's a very big difference. The big difference is that you have to start thinking differently about money when you have the aim of becoming wealthy instead of just making extra money every month, right? You can have someone here in Bryanston earning a salary of 2 million rand a year, but they might be driving a car that they can hardly afford and paying off a house they can hardly afford. That doesn't make them wealthy, even though they're earning so much. And so one of the biggest aspirations we have for people in this business is to get rid of their debt. Debt is crippling in South Africa. We get a lot of statistics from the Financial Services Board that paint a picture of what personal finance looks like for South Africans on an ongoing basis, and it's generally not a pretty picture, right? People become too indebted. It's because they're not thinking the way they should be thinking about money. And wealth creation. We will illustrate a lot of points around wealth creation that you get to leverage in this business, right? Because if you can get rid of your debt, if you can start creating wealth, we create wealth through the ownership of assets that hopefully appreciate, that create annuity income. That is where wealth sits. And if we're going to achieve those two things, I think we will have a body of people in this organization that are ultimately happier. Would you like to not be stressed at the end of the month? Not be stressed come December and January, right? Our business is about creating that opportunity, that liberation. How does this business work? As guests today, you have the opportunity to join this business called DuePoint. Once you join us, we refer to you as wealth engineers, an appropriate title. And as wealth engineers, you have a single task, and that is to go out and build what we call a channel of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution is, but it is basically you being tasked with going out and connecting other people to this business. That's all you have to do. Exactly the same way you were led to this intro presentation, you're going to go out and do that to other people. And if you're successful in that process, and the success of that process means you speak to someone, they watch an intro presentation, they decide they want to become wealth engineers and they become product owners, that process, if you're successful at that process, will lead to a host of benefits, primarily being you get to generate an additional income stream for yourself, right? That's really why we're here, for the money, that ability to create an additional paycheck for yourself every single month. The nature of the income is focused around wealth creation. So we create what we call recurring income. Some people refer to it as passive income, annuity income. It's all the same thing. It is the ability to generate income off of an asset instead of off of your activity. So if you're employed, I trust everyone here is employed. If you're employed, you create what is called active income. Even people that run their own businesses, a lot of them are involved in active income. You have to be nursing the business, doing your job to generate any income. If you decide to do nothing in October, nothing, you either don't go to work or you don't do any of your business, are you going to make income at the end of October? No, you're not, right? Because active income says you have to be actively involved in creating that income. If you're involved in a business that creates recurring income, it is the asset that pays out that income for you. Right? And that's what you're going to be doing here at DuePoint. You can put effort into building an asset in September 2018 that, regardless of your activity going forward, can potentially pay you in September, October, November, December. A year from now, you could still be earning money that is a result of the activity of September 2018's, right? That is the power of annuity income or recurring income. We allow you the power of duplication. This is leverage. It's your ability to go out and build a team that will help you build your asset faster and better. That's what you have the opportunity to do. So go out and build a strong team, right? Because you certainly want to leverage that as much as you can. I'll show it to you when I show you a channel of distribution, the power of leverage. Our business is flexi time. It just means that you can do this business any time of the day, anywhere in the country. We've put in place a lot of technology that allows for that, right? You can build your channel of distribution overnight in any town in South Africa without any expense to yourself. There's no startup capital in our business. Imagine I said to you when you arrived here today that to start in this business would cost you 50,000 Rand, non-refundable deposit. Who would stick around? Right? And people are shaking their heads, no thanks, right? We've created a business opportunity that has a very low barrier to entry. It means we have very little risk in this business. What does that mean? It affords you the opportunity to try this business without worrying about the risk. We don't have starter costs. We don't have registration fees. We don't have boxes of product that you have to invest in to start getting started in this business, right? This business is accessible to almost everybody. We don't have qualifications or experience requirements in this business. You get to build an asset that you have ownership over. This is very important because what we propose in this presentation is that you sacrifice time to do this business called DuePoint. But know that the time that you invest in building your channel of distribution is an asset that you have legal tender over. It means you own it. And when you have an asset that's paying out your income every single month, it doesn't retire you, right? When we get to 60, 65 years old, what happens? Your boss asks you, what kind of cake do you like? Because they're going to have a party for you when you retire, and then your income ends. Your boss is also happy because he's got one less salary to pay at the end of that month, right? Majority of South Africans, when I say majority, I'm talking 90% plus South Africans cannot today afford retirement, right? We get to retirement, majority of people, 90%, will get to retirement financially dependent. It means they now become dependent on children, on family members, on government grants, forced to go out and find another job once they've retired. This business doesn't do that. When you get to 60, your channel will still be paying you out income every single month. Through your 70s, through your 80s, through your 90s, eventually when you die, that channel of distribution, that asset, will get treated like any other asset. You will cede it in your will to your beneficiaries. And who would like to pass wealth onto their children? All of us, right? You have that opportunity here at DuePoint. So no, you're building a channel that you have ownership over. There's no selling involved in our business. We explicitly state in your contract with us that you may not promote, market, or sell any product. That's a great thing. Who likes to sell insurance products on the weekends to their friends? No? Very small percentage. Maybe Brendan's dad liked doing that on the weekends, but for majority of us, not a great prospect. You don't have to do it. There's no selling involved here at DuePoint. What you're going to be doing is connecting people to our business opportunity. Telling people that there's an income generating opportunity available with a regulated, audited business that's listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange that is there for you to get involved in regardless of your experience, your qualifications. Right? That's all you're going to be doing. At the same time, the nature of our products are financial in nature. It means that we don't have any of these tangible stock issues. You will never have to phone us and say, I'm coming on Friday with my uncle's bakkie, I'm coming to pick up 40 boxes of stock. Never will you have to do that, right? We don't run out of products. We don't have distribution issues. It's all taken care of in the cloud, so to speak. And so our products are very convenient. But your success is predicated on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So I said I was going to show you what one looks like. It begins with you. That's you there. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner. And now you're tasked with this task of going out and connecting other people. So you might have to speak to 10 people. Let's say you speak to 10 people. Out of the 10, 5 decide to become wealth engineers and product owners. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. From that point on, your channel takes on a life of its own, right? Whether you like it or not. But that's great. That's the leverage you want to take advantage of. Because with time, your channel could look like this. based on your early efforts, but make sure that your early efforts are very discerning. You have to bring in strong people. If you start your own business, let's say suddenly you become the CEO of a brand new business. You get investors, and now you have to go build this company. Your first job is to go find a board of directors. Do you just let anyone become your board of directors? You go on the street, anyone who wants to join my company, come, I need a board of directors, right? It's no different in building a channel of distribution. You go out and you find the strongest people that you can find to put into your business. Because if you don't do that, that behavior, whether you find strong people or weak people that don't have resources, that behavior filters into the rest of your business, right? Make sure you find strong people when you go out and look for people. Because if you find strong people and you're able to build a strong, sustainable business, it means you will get to wealth faster. Because if you build a sustainable asset that is paying out money every single month, it means that sooner or later you won't have to nurse that asset anymore. My dream is for wealth engineers to be in a position one day where they can walk away from the business and that income comes in every single month. Who would like a 3-month holiday and get paid while they're on holiday? That is an impossible, that's a fantasy currently, right? To take a 3-month holiday, that's called retrenchment. That's called between jobs. If you build a business that has an asset that's paying out recurring income, you will get to a point where you have the liberty of doing something like that, right? And so it starts with bringing in strong people when you build your channel. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. My warning to you is that we are no different to any other entrepreneurial opportunity in light of the hard work that's required to be successful. Some people have the idea that they can become successful if they just get lucky. If I just get lucky, if I just find that one business, I get lucky, I've got 2,000 friends on Facebook, a business like this, I can become rich quickly because I can connect all 2,000 people on Facebook. Nothing works like that, right? If you want to be successful at anything in life, it requires hard work. Even the ballerina on the state theater stage. You might not see her feet when she's dancing around on the stage, but take that ballet pump off. That's what a ballerina's foot looks like. It's nasty, right? But it is evidence of hard work, dedication, and endurance. And business is no different, right? So my promise to you is that you will not be wealthy overnight. But with time and endurance, you can certainly be very wealthy in this business. We have got wealth engineers that are testament to that, and I will show you some of them. Okay, so that is my warning to everybody. Let's get on to our products. So these are 4 products that you are free to consider this afternoon. They are all financial in nature. Their benefits speak to wealth creation. So our products either are there to boost your wealth creation, they're there to either protect your assets, or we've got products that lower your cost of living every month so that you can get to wealthier quickly. So our first product is called Access Wealth. It is our investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. And we've got 4 parties involved in this product. We've got fund managers, fund administrators, and the fund sits with Sanlam. So a lot of companies had to come together to make this product possible, and we take full advantage of the tax-free legislation that exists for savings and investment products in South Africa. And with this investment, you get some insurance to the value of 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you are killed in any form of accident while you have this investment in place, we will pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment. And you have got full access to the investment. There is no notice period on the investment. Okay, so that's our investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is only insurance. It is personal accident death cover. So the premium is 249 Rand every month for this product, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of accidental death cover, right? The beauty of accidental death cover is that we don't profile you from a health risk point of view. Right? So if you're familiar with trying to get life insurance, you will know the older you get, the higher your premium goes. The sicker you are, the higher your premium goes. We don't discriminate against anybody. Anyone over the age of 18 can take out this product. 249 Rand for everybody, regardless of your health status, regardless of your age. This product is accessible to everybody. So that's Wealth Guard. Then our third product is our funeral cover product. It's called Family Wealth. Family Wealth starts at 299 Rand a month. You get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover, and it covers up to 5 family members. You also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So upon your death, if you owe anyone money, we'll cover up to 10,000 Rands worth of that debt. And then if you want more cover, you can bump it up to 30,000 Rand. And if you have more family members, you can push it up to 10 family members. Again, the beauty of this product is its accessibility, because it says there, no excluded pre-existing conditions, right? So it doesn't matter what your health status is, it doesn't matter what your age is, the premium is the same for everybody, right? As long as you're between the ages of 18 and 69, you can get in on this product. So this is our funeral cover product. Then lastly, we have Wealth Points. Wealth Points is designed to lower your cost of living every month. So think about all the money that you spend every single month, right? Those cost of living expenses. What we've done for 299 Rand per month, we've gone out and negotiated discounts with a host of businesses, right, that have agreed to pass these discounts on to our Wealth Points members. So we've tried to cover the broad spectrum of cost of living expenses. So we've got a data partner, up to 67% off data through always on Wi-Fi data. We've got ShopRite Checkers, 2.5% off your entire trolley every single time you shop at ShopRite Checkers. Absolutely no limitation. And then we've got a host of other online retailers. The discounts vary with all of them. We've got car manufacturers. The Entertainer covers hotels, restaurants at practically half price. And we are ever evolving this product. We are about to launch another supplier onto this product. So if you are looking for immediate benefit, this is the product to take, because you can start enjoying those discounts immediately. All right, so those are our 4 products. If you have any questions, you're welcome to come ask me. There's more information on our website, way more information on YouTube if you feel inclined to watch a review of each of the products. Very quickly, to expand on our business model here at DuePoint. Some people don't understand how we're able to afford paying people every single month, how we're able to afford the rewards that they get. It is basically because we don't spend a cent on marketing here at DuePoint. Has anyone seen a DuePoint advert in the newspaper? Heard an ad on the radio? DuePoint? TV ad? Nothing, 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 nothing. Right? We don't spend a cent on marketing. Traditional insurance companies spend a fortune on marketing. Right? That's the only way they're able to get business in. And so they've got a huge line item for marketing and advertising. What we do is we don't spend a cent on that, but we take that budget and we give it to our wealth engineers, right, in the form of the returns and the rewards program that we have here at DuePoint. And that is how you benefit. That is how you earn here at DuePoint, through the returns program and the rewards program. The returns program is the monthly income that you get to make every single month. How does that work? We pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product in your channel every month, right? But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So remember the first 5 people in that previous example that you connected to DuePoint? Those people lie on what we call your first point, because they are 1 point away from you, right? So anyone that you introduce to DuePoint always lands on your first point. And on your first point, you get paid double the 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on point 1 every month, right? Then those people that you introduce to DuePoint go out and connect other people to DuePoint. That is product that lies on what we call your second point. And again, you earn 55 Rand. And as your channel starts to expand and grow, right, out further and further, the further the product gets away from you, that multiplier starts to drop steadily. So you can see by the 8th point, now you've got a huge channel, by the 8th point here, you're earning 4% of the 27.50 Rand. But what's important to note is that we don't limit you on the size of your channel. That's why there's a little plus next to point 8. So from point 8 outwards, you will keep earning 4%, no matter how big your channel gets, right? There is no limitation on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. That falls squarely on your shoulders. You will hear me say constantly, time and numbers. God will take care of the time. You have to take care of the numbers, right? As simple as that. So this is the mechanics of the returns. Fairly straightforward. People want to know, well, how much time and effort do you have to put into this business to get rich? I want to know when I'm going to get rich. Is this worth my time? You're proposing that I sacrifice time. What's it worth, right? So what we did was we built a projection over the next 5 years called the path to success. And it is based on the activity that looks like this. In your first month, you're expected to bring 3 people into the business. Right? So at the beginning of September, you've come on a good day. You've got the whole of September to get 3 people. Now remember, this is just an example to show you what you could earn. You could do less, you could do more. Doesn't matter. We're going to look at 3 in the first month and then 2 every consecutive month going forward for 5 years. So 2 in November, 2 in December, 2 in January, 2 in February. For 5 years, you're going to keep connecting just 2 new people into the business. If you can follow these numbers, you could expect to be earning around 2,500 rand after 6 months of doing that. Right? Now, this is our first illustration towards the difference between income generation and wealth creation. Because what do people do with extra money in their pockets today? It's the same thing I do. We spend it. We spend it. Think about it. We're on a very good day. Friday, right? Friday is a good day to spend money. Imagine it was your lucky day and I put 2,500 rand under everyone's seat. There's one person. Just feel under your seats if you can feel an envelope. Sometimes everyone fall for the trick. There's no envelope under your chair. But imagine there was. And you got 2,500 rand, lucky day today, and you put it in your wallet or your handbag. How long would it last? Think about it. It's Friday lunchtime. You got the weekend. How long would that money last? Maybe by Sunday? Sunday's gone. Right? This is exactly how consumers think. They look at the value of money, that little 2,500 rand. Because you can spend 2,500 rand quickly, right? They look at the value of money and they give it spending power. Because that's how we are designed to think. The economy wants us to think like consumers. But if you're someone that's focused on wealth creation, you will realize that 2,500 rand has a lot more value than just 2,500 rand. And I'll show it to you because I know everybody is indebted. Everyone's got debt. Whether it's an Edgar's account, a credit card, an overdraft, a bond, a lease on a car, it doesn't matter. Everyone's got debt in South Africa. So I can say this is a very safe example. Here's someone with a lot of debt, a R1 million bond, right? They financed property because you don't have the R1 million. The bank agrees to give it to you at a certain rate. Call it prime plus 2. That means for 20 years, to pay back that 1 million rand back to the bank, you're going to be paying the bank back 11,500 rand a month for 20 years. And when you finish doing that in 20 years' time, you're a homeowner for the first time in your life. You've just paid the bank back 2.5 times the value of the asset. But right at the beginning, when you bought that house, you joined DuePoint at the same time. And 6 months later, with some effort and success, you're earning 2,500 rand. And you decide to take that money and pay your debt off a little faster instead of spending the money. Why would you do that? Because this little exercise saves you nearly 1 million rand in interest. You pay the bond off in 11.5 years instead of 20 years with that little 2,500 rand, right? People in DuePoint, I want you to get onto the good side of compound interest. Compound interest is a double-edged sword. Yeah. You can let it work for you, or it can work for the bank. The bank knows the lesson. We need to start understanding that lesson, right? Get rid of your debt. At month 12, you're earning in excess of 100,000 rand in annual recurring income. Who would like 10,000 rand extra in their pockets every single month? How about think about 100,000 rand check every December? It's depressing when you think about it, right? How desperately we need it. Guys, it is waiting for you. You have to be patient enough and have that endurance to just do 2-3 people a month to get to this number. Think about 100,000 rand extra into your bank every January. Because I know in December you'll spend it. January, you'll use it better. Right? 12 months away. We have to plan for this. At 24 months, you're close to 30,000 rand a month. You keep going. At month 36, you're close to 50,000 rand a month. There's another beautiful example here, month 30. 36,000 rand a month. You could finance a Range Rover. Or you could pay a 5 million rand house off. If you decide to put that as an additional amount into your 5 million rand bond, you'll pay a 5 million rand house off in less than 7 years. So for me, I always think about the example, because I think, when you get to my age, 40, you really start to worry about retirement. because the numbers are crazy at 40 if you haven't started, right? You go, okay, well, I want to earn what I'm earning now, at least when I get to retirement. And then your financial manager says to you, you need to be saving 10,000 Rand a month or whatever it is. And you're like, I don't have that money. In this exercise, if you use the money that you're making to pay your debt off faster, it sets you up to create wealth faster. So in this example, you paid off a 5 million Rand house in 7 years. Now I have the opportunity to do it again, right? It's called investing in property. So I buy another house, and 7 years later, I've paid that off. I buy a third house, 7 years later. 21 years later, I've now paid off 3 houses to the value of 5 million Rand each. Makes me 63, right? That's when Brendan comes to ask me what cake I like, and we have a retirement party, but I go home to a house I paid 14 years ago. I'm renting out 2 properties to the value of 10 million Rand. That's about, what, 80,000, 90,000 a month coming in on rental property, plus what DuePoint, because DuePoint doesn't retire me, plus what DuePoint's asset is paying out every single month. That is the retirement I have in mind for people in this business. It requires that decision 20 years before. At month 48, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month, and after 5 years of doing 2 people every single month, you're close to 1 million Rand in annual recurring income. Imagine throwing the 100,000 Rand check away and bringing in a 1 million Rand check every year. Extra, over and above your salary. Who would like to tell their bosses what they really think about them? Think about your boss and being able to tell your boss, listen, you know what I think about you, really? I don't know, maybe some of us have got nice bosses. I definitely have a very nice boss. Right? But it gives you options. This business is about options. Freedom to do what you want, to pursue things that cost money. But this is academic, the example I've showed you. That's why we bring wealth engineers up onto stage, to share their testimony with people. Right? Because they don't only share the good, they tell us about the frustrating parts of this business, the parts where they got close to giving up. A real experience, account of the business. So you're free to go to our YouTube channel. We must have 100 testimonies on our YouTube channel. Right? Go watch those. Here's Renee and Henny. They're new in the business. They've only been in the business for 6 months. They've got massive belief and hope for the business. That's great. You have to have that. Their channel is paying out 1,600 Rand a month currently. So they're slightly behind the 3+2, right? They've introduced 14 people on their first point. That's translated into 33 products in their channel, and they want to get to 1,000 products. So they've still got 960 to go. But when they get to 1,000 products, they're earning 20,000 Rand plus a month. And they get to go to our international conference every single year for nothing, for the rest of their lives. Then we've got some people that are already gone past the 1,000 product mark. So here's Donnie. He joined the day we launched the business 16 months ago. What did that journey look like? Well, in his first month, he only connected 1 person. We told you 3, right? He did 1. But as his belief grew in the business, he suddenly started averaging 5 people, not 2, 5 every month. He got to 1,200 products in 16 months. And along the way, he helped 13 families generate income for themselves. This business is not only about you. One of the great aspects of this business is that you actually get to help other people to start earning income for themselves. Right? Donnie achieved that with 13 families only on his first point, right? His entire business is past point 30 already. That's how big his business is. So that's what the road to 1,000 products looks like. Yeah, we've got Patrick and Pumi. We highlighted their journey to 1,000 products too. They jumped in a single month from under 1,000 to nearly 1,400 products in the space of 1 month. That's 400 products in their channel in 30 days that it grew by, right? That's the leverage. If you bring strong people into your business, you will have a strong business. They introduced 14 people in their first month. See, that's serious belief. They averaged 8 every month, so they're doing 4 times more than the 3+2 example that we showed you. And also on their first point, they helped 13 families start earning additional income every single month. Everybody is different. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. The system is exactly the same for everybody. The amount of support you get is exactly the same for everybody, yet everyone is different. You are at liberty to decide what you want out of this business. I have a table in front of me. On the table, I've got 2,500 rand. I've got 10,000 rand. I've got 100,000 rand. I've got 1,000,000 rand on the table. You can decide which you want. The decision is not simply what you want, though, right? Because it's easy to decide what you want. In my mind, I can go, oh, I know exactly what Porsche I want. I would love that Porsche, right? But what does it take to get something like that? If you want the 100,000 rand, what does it take? The practical decision that you need to make is, how does DuePoint fit into my life? You've got to shift a couple of things around, right? Go speak to Patrick and Pumi. They will tell you. They don't go watch their kids' soccer on Saturday. That's just one of the sacrifices they make. Their child even knows that. What do you have to do to fit this business into your life? That is the decision. Getting started is very easy. Jump onto our homepage. There's a big blue apply button. You become a wealth engineer in about 5 minutes. Right? Straight and simple. It's a non-event, actually. You have to start applying yourself to this business. Go do the training. Right? We've made training over the last 2 years, testimonies from everybody, tips from the experienced wealth engineers on how they do this business, what their day looks like, what their week looks like. Go look at that. It'll empower you to be more successful in this business. Set goals for yourself. Like I said, what is it you want? 2.5, 10, 100, 1,000,000. Which one is it? Because you can tell me anyone and I'll tell you exactly how many people you need to connect every single month. If you want 10,000 rand in 12 months, I know you need to be connecting 2-3 people every single month. If you want 2,500 rand after 1 year, well, then you only need to connect 1 or 2 people a month, right? There's always the plan that goes with the goal. And our business comes down to a single metric that you have to worry about. There's only one number you have to worry about. How many people do I need to speak to get 2 people to join? How many people do I need to speak to get 8 to join? That's the number you worry about. Don't worry about whether they say yes or no. You can never predict who's going to say yes or no. Just worry about the number of how many people are you speaking to, right? It's that simple in this business. Get the merchandise. This empowers you again, right? For someone who's worked in advertising for 25 years, I know this. Credibility is everything. Whether you're trying to date someone of the opposite sex, even date someone of the same sex. You've got to be liberal nowadays, right? Whether you're trying to do a business transaction, whether you're trying to convince a child to go to bed, it doesn't matter. It all comes down to trust and credibility, right? Our merchandise is not designed as a profit center for us. It is designed to empower you in being more successful in making those connections. When you sit down and you look like you take the business that you're presenting seriously, you will have more success in connecting. Please consider getting business cards. First and foremost, get the business cards. You can order them from Jane. We can deliver them anywhere into the country, right? Get the business cards. Join our Facebook page. We produce content constantly on Facebook, right? So if you want your finger on the pulse in this business, join the Facebook page. Our YouTube channel's got all our videos on there. But more importantly, the YouTube platform is what we use to live broadcast these presentations 8 times a week to the entire country. You can build this business overnight. Your channel, you can build it overnight in any town in South Africa with no cost to you. Because currently we're sitting in 100 different living rooms, offices right now while we do this presentation. So use that technology, right, to your advantage. Download the mobile app available for Android and Apple devices. That is your business in the palm of your hand. Our app tells you everything that's going on in your channel, right? All the analytics, all the data is there for you to see so that you can be more effective and start understanding what this business is all about more effectively. We've got a new application form, so we never rest on our laurels here at DuePoint. I wasn't happy with the application form that we had. I knew there was room for improvement. And so we changed it. We've made one that is now better, it's simpler, it's faster, to coin a big bank's slogan. That is what the old application form looked like. The product selection page looked like that. It now looks like this. Simpler, better, faster, right? So make sure that your app is updated on your phone. So all the wealth engineers, people watching now, make sure your channels know that the new application form is available. You have to update your app for that to become apparent on your phone. So do that. It is going to help your business. On to our rewards program. So this is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. It's not as important as the monthly income, but it's certainly exciting. You can see it's exciting. We've got palm trees and beaches in the picture, right? You noticed in the presentation everything was gray and blue. Now we're getting a little more lively. Don't make the mistake of getting more excited by this than the monthly income. But let's talk about the rewards program. How does this work? You will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer. See, you're not on the screen because you don't matter. You need to get to rank 1. How do you get to rank 1? Well, it says you need 1,000 XP. What's XP? XP is called experience points. You get XP for everything. For coming here today, you get XP. For bringing guests, you get XP. For logging into your mobile app, you get XP. So there's 20 different things that earn you XP. Getting to 1,000 takes about 60 seconds. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. When you meet those 2 criteria, you become rank 1. And on top of your monthly income, we give you an extra 55 Rand reward. Once off. It's not recurring. It's once off, right? But what you've just shown yourself is that by getting to rank 1, you can get to any rank. Look at rank 20. Rank 20, you need 500 million XP. You need 25,000 products in your qualified channel. How do you go from rank 1 to rank 20? You just keep doing what you're doing. If you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 20, because the only requirement is that you speak to people every day. That's all you have to do. The rank 20s are doing the same thing the rank 1s are. They've just been doing it for longer, right? And so you can get to any rank over here. A 20,000 Rand check, a 50,000 Rand check. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help boost their effectiveness in building their channels, right? Fancy little USB sticks with all our collateral, plugs into anything. We've got fancy business cards. We talk about credibility. These business cards cost 12,500 Rand to manufacture for one set. There's no ink on these business cards. Ink is for poor people. We've got gold on these business cards only. There's one person that can do these business cards in the entire country. I thought we were actually going to have to import them, right? But we found an old man in Cape Town who does them. Remember the Bibles in the old days? It's called gold gilding on the sides. It's the same process. Your business cards will be the most important and expensive business cards at any meeting that you ever go to in future once you're at rank 7. It is all about credibility, right? These are tools designed to help you build your channels more effectively. At rank 9, we take you and your family, even if you don't love your spouse, he or she can still come. We take your spouse, your 2 favorite children, to our rank 9 conference every single year for the rest of your life. And it is not any conference. It is business class flights there and back. It's a 5-star luxury resort. You get 5-star and you get 5-star. Believe me, there's a broad spectrum of 5-star. This is 5-star at the top end. Right? Go look at the pictures on Facebook. You get to spend 7 days at this international conference, all expenses paid trip. You don't spend a cent. You can empty out the minibar every single night, and they will restock it in the morning without any fear of what the Snickers bar cost that you just ate, right? There's 0 expense spared on this trip. Why do we do this trip? Because we want to give wealth engineers that are on this road to success and wealth the picture of what it feels like to live like a wealthy person. Not any wealthy person, a millionaire. Because the rooms that we stay in are at least 25,000 Rand per room per night. You will realize when you go on this rank 9 trip that you are rubbing shoulders with millionaires, right? Because you're on your way to becoming one yourself. Forget these times where you thought, oh no, millionaires are only the people that did really well at school, did 2 degrees at university, had the privilege of starting their own businesses, becoming CEOs and boards of directors. It doesn't have to be like that. Everyone has opportunity in this business. That's why this business sets apart from traditional employment, right? So take a look. We've got our documented trip from last year. 3 months' time, we will be enjoying this trip with all our rank 9s again. And every person in this room has the ability to get to rank 9. You can do it in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. It's up to you. Has gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up. So that was the Western Turtle Bay in Mauritius. We have booked a new resort already that we've already paid for our rank 9s. Who's going to be joining us? You're not going to make this year, so I don't think you're coming in December. Right? Unless you are absolute superstar, I don't know, to get there in 3 months. I've yet to see that. One gentleman made it in 5 months, so that was pretty quick. But it's up to you. That's a decision you get to make. I don't make that decision, right? But certainly it should take you about 2-3 years to get to rank 9. 1,000 products, you're going to be earning over 20,000 Rand a month, and you're going to be enjoying this trip every single year for the rest of your life. Your children will only know what business class feels like. They will feel sorry for economy class poor people. You'll have to tell them not to be so judgmental. Then, at rank 11, we spend R250,000 on a brand new car for you. We want you to be driving a car that has no debit order at the end of the month. That is 2 ranks later. Right? You might think that you are rich by rank 11. You are not yet rich. But there are another 17 ranks waiting for you, because this program goes up to rank 28. This is still the start. You might think you've reached the end, right? But I'm telling you, you've only gotten warmed up. We've got wealth engineers that have done this in 2 years to rank 11, right? But it comes down to you. I can't tell you what to focus on every day. I can't tell you to speak to someone every day. You don't get a wake-up call from Rob in the morning saying, "Good morning. What are you doing today besides your day job?" All right? That is for you to decide. To really get the end of the year going, unfortunately, when the weather starts to get warmer, everyone starts to think that they are on holiday. Here at DuePoint, we are not on holiday until we have reached our goals, right? So, for the next 3 months, we are going to be doing these, what we call national encounters. You can see the destinations we're going to. We're going to be having a road show around the country. We will be visiting Durban, Port Elizabeth, Bloemfontein, Mbombela, and Cape Town. Those are the dates that you can see there. If you go to our website, click on the events button, you will see, if you scroll all the way down to each of the dates, you will see Durban encounter, Bloemfontein encounter, Cape Town encounter. You can book yourself to these encounters. What are these encounters? They are a couple of hours seminar where we get to speak to all the guests that have come in, whether you're wealth engineers, whether you're brand new in the business, or whether you are just a guest. We get to spend time, personal time with you, answer questions, and go through this business and the fundamentals of this business and why DuePoint is such a great opportunity. Right? Because you might have necessity in your life for additional income, but to be successful at DuePoint, you have to have belief in this business, right? And those seminars are really about creating belief in this business and what it has in store for you in your life, not just as a business. So make sure that you are booked into these businesses. These are, again, opportunities for you to build your channel in all of these towns, these cities around the country. You want to have a multinational channel, right? Not just local, because we have aspirations of going multinational in this business. We're not going to restrict ourselves only to South Africa, right? There's a lot of opportunity. Get stuck in now. Make sure the next 3 months are prosperous months. Not in terms of, am I rich or not? In terms of, have I been successful and effective in building a business that pays me out money every month? Are you wealthier next month than you were last month? That is what your focus needs to be, right? And so that is my invitation to everybody. I invite you as guests to come join this business called DuePoint. We have specifically designed it to have a low barrier to entry. Why? So that you are afforded the opportunity to try this business, even if you're skeptical, right? Some people are natural skeptics. I'm a natural skeptic. I have to research something to death before I make a decision. But if there's so little risk involved in this business, why not give it a try? Give it a try, whether it's 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, but give us those days that you commit to this business, right? Don't go 30 days later and you've only spoken to 5 people in your life. Try and do it as hard as you can and see what the result is. I guarantee you, you will be wealthier by December than you were last December. Because we're not competing against a 2% salary increase that the country's getting at the moment. We are focused on wealth creation, not survival. This is not a survival business. This is a thriving business. So that is my invitation to you. If you have any questions, come speak to me. Otherwise, I wish everyone 3 prosperous months, 4 prosperous months. a good December this December. All right. Good luck. Thank you.